Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Green Arcade. I'm back. It's time. Time again. Let's do it. We've got a lot to haul. We're gonna sell the beans today. So this silo is actually where I've got a majority of the beans at. Soybeans, there we go. So 1.9 million here. I've got a total of 2.7. So all the rest of the beans are down at the blue farm. That's kind of been the overfill, over something. Anyway, that's where the rest of them are. So let's fill up with some beans. I'm gonna sell them. The time has come. We're watching some fields out there. If you saw the last episode, they planted that field there in beans. There's another field there in beans. There's a barley field actually right there. They planted, I guess, maybe some spring barley. They planted down there, and there's another field of beans, and oh yeah, there's another field of beans right up there, right there. Yep, there it is. There's actually some canola in that field. I might end up getting that one. We got some corn fields out there, another barley field there. So yeah, there's a few smaller fields out there that they planted. But then there's some stuff out there too that's like, why did they do that? Sugar beets there, sugar beets there. Yeah, so yeah, we'll pass on the sugar beets for now. So let's go sell some soybeans. The highest price that I have found for the beans is actually not too far away. It's down here in Moccasin, which is kind of convenient because it's just down from the farm. So the price, let's see, let's go back over here to beans. $22.69 at Flathead Feed and Grain. So that's the place over there that we looked at. Actually, in the last episode, we were selling the cotton. Got the cotton sold. Made a pretty decent buck off the cotton. 200, what was it? 229 per trailer, and we have 2 trailers. So roughly 400 and right around, just right at 460. So we're gonna sell the beans. We'll see what we get for one load here. We gotta go out here, across the tracks. Go right. It's this place right down here. This is Flathead. Alright, just to confirm before I pull the trigger, Flathead Feed and Grain, $22.69. It's the highest price that I see. I don't see any others that are higher. You'd think the train would be higher. Normally it is, but it isn't this time around. So we're gonna sell here. See what we get per load. Roll that beautiful bean footage. We've got some prairie land, plains land, whatever we're calling it, meadowland, common ground, whatever we're calling it. We've got some plains ground we want to buy. Hoping for, you know, some big money. We had 1.2 million liters last time, and we ended up making what, 3 million and something? So we've got more than double what we had last time. So we should have enough to at least 544 per load. That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh my gosh. Whoever stacked this stuff here, that needs to be moved. That's a driving hazard right there. Alright, so go get another load. I may go down to the blue farm and get a load down there. And then save the red farm for last. Shorter distance. Don't know how long this is going to take me, but we will not go away until we're done. So let's rock and roll. Lock in the enhanced vehicle GPS. So if you didn't see the last episode, decided to let the fields kind of follow. I think is how you say it. We're gonna buy the fields that we want to harvest. We got that bean fields to get. We've got the corn fields to get. There's 2 or 3 corn fields to get. May look at some of them barley fields as well. Oh, and we did buy a barley field. We bought the big barley field that we were looking at. That one right there. So if we buy this plains area up here, we get this little wooded area right there too. And then we can extend that field. So yeah. Gotta think smart. It's weird because I feel like I need to cut that over there. It's ready to be cut, the alfalfa, but we're not doing that. And decided not to do soybean straw anymore. It's good to do again in the beginning, but you know when you're really needing the money, it's a byproduct of the soybeans that we can drop and just pick up for free and go sell it. But the time that it takes to pick up versus the other stuff, dry corn, soybeans, really any of that big stuff, you know, even the silage you get more for per load. So not going to do soybean straw anymore. And then we'll get back into the silage game. Really, the silage game even is going to kind of be toned down a little bit. Mainly probably just to make stuff for the animals when we get into those. Oh, I got to turn this way. So used to going and getting silage. Get the beans out of here. Soybeans. Yep, we got a few loads here. This might take a minute. So we got probably what? 3 loads here. Just a little over 3 loads. 3 and some change of beans just at the blue farm, and then we've got a ton back there at the red farm. May have to split this up into 2 episodes. It'll be like part 1, selling the soybeans, part 1. But we do this, and we're gonna make the money. We've paid off our loan. We paid off our loan with the dry corn. Sold that down at the ethanol plant. So yeah, we're not in debt. We have that money that we can take out too, plus we'll have whatever we make off of these beans, which I'm hoping will be a lot. We might even have enough, maybe. Now, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but we might even have enough to buy the northeast plains ground. Then we can plow a lot of stuff together. Can't wait to own all of this out here, plow all that together, cut some trees out there in the middle, cut some trees over there, make another field on the north side of the creek over there. I even washed the truck for this auspicious occasion. Look at this truck. Never been cleaner. A little bit of a drive, but it's a straight shot from the blue farm and the red farm down here, so that's where we're going. How's everybody else doing? How y'all doing? I'm doing just fine. Gotta sell the beans. Can't wait to get in here. We'll cut that tree. And that whole row of trees over there can go. That little cluster of trees over there. I don't know that there's too many, like, in town that I'll cut. if any at all. I may just leave the ones in the towns. There's a few that it's like, you know, you look at them, you're like, well, maybe that one. Maybe this one. Maybe this one here. Maybe that one there. But unless they're in the way, I really don't see any need to cutting them. We've got enough out there to cut once we get these plains areas purchased. Sell that load. We're already up to 1.6 million. Go back down to the blue farm and get everything that I've got down there. The goal, sell all the beans. Got a huge surplus. Alright, so there's another 544. Back to the blue. I don't know, either split this up into 2 episodes or do a double episode. We could do a double, we could do a bonus episode, bonus footage. On this, oh, how did they used to say it back in the day? On this, how did they say it back in the day? You know, you had like TV specials for like shows that were like an hour and a half long instead of, you know, an hour, or some of them might have been an hour long instead of 30 minutes. On this special edition of, you know, very special edition of Boy Meets World, or, you know, something like that. And then it ended up being like a extended featured episode. On this exciting episode, a special exciting extended episode of Boy Meets World, Corey learns a life lesson. Oh wait, I've already seen that one. Great show though. I watched a little of the, what was the one that they brought back, the spinoff, Girl Meets World. I watched a little bit of it. It didn't have the same je ne sais quoi or whatever. What does that mean even anyway? Je ne sais quoi. Is that French? It sounds French. It didn't have the same pizzazz. It didn't have the same electricity or something as the original. They never do. A lot of your spin-offs don't. There's actually a fake, it's really fake news kind of post. It's an image of the Home Improvement cast with the caption, you know, that Home Improvement's coming back in November on Hulu. Fake news, false news. The only talks of that show coming back have only been made by Tim, and there's no plans whatsoever right now officially that the show is coming back. Tim has made the statements that, you know, if the show came back, it would have to focus like on the kids or the grandkids and stuff. I don't know how they can do it though. It would not be the same. And I'll tell you, they're getting up there. I don't know that the mom would come back. The oldest son, he's been in some legal trouble, so he might not come back. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, boy, man, what happened? I mean, he just He don't look like, the Jonathan Taylor Thomas that, everybody remembers from back in the 90s. He looks like, well, to be honest, he kind of looks like the current Rosie O'Donnell, just a little bit, with a little bit of a beard. Of course, she does too, but yeah, a little bit, just a little bit. He don't look like how you remember him at all. Some stars age well, some don't. Case in point, look at what was her name? The Top Gun lady. What was her name? What was her? Charlie? Was Charlie her call sign? Look what happened to her. Did not. She wasn't even mentioned in the sequel. I don't remember her being mentioned. So they brought in the Penny Benjamin character, which they mentioned in the first film, and Jennifer Connelly played that one. He aged well. Her and Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, my gosh, how old is Tom Cruise now? He's got to be like 60 something, right? He's up there. But he, it doesn't seem like he's aged. You can see a little bit of it in his face, but I mean, he's still going. I mean, what is he up to now? Mission Impossible 11 or 13 or something like that. There's a lot of them. I've lost count. I'll tell you, the best one was Mission Impossible 2. That was the best one for the movie itself, and then the soundtrack. Because you had Limp Bizkit with the custom Mission Impossible song, had lyrics and everything. Then you had Metallica with I Disappear. Just a great movie all around. And I'm trying to remember, I don't think I've seen any past that, so I guess I can't really say the best one out of the lineup. I need to sit down, I need to add those to the list, I guess. Add those to, ooh, I can look, wait a minute, can I look under there? You can kind of see under there a little bit, till the camera thing does its thing. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a secret storm bunker. But yeah, gotta add those to the list of the ones I need to watch. Do a little in cab on the return. There's another 544. We're up to what, 2.6 million? We're getting there. We planted a lot of beans last time. We won't have the huge surplus sale next year. We'll have a few beans, which some of those will go to the dairy for the soy milk production, but we'll have a very, very small surplus of beans next year. Nothing like it is this time around. But get ready, buckle up, because when we get on these fields up here and we start plowing a lot of these together, we're going to have these giant fields, and there'll be one field. All plowed together. It's going to be nice. And I'm thinking about changing the size of the grain header. I bought the 16-meter header, and I got to thinking about it. I may just go ahead and spring for the big one, which is what, 19.2 meters. Certainly would make the harvest go quicker. After I bought the 18-meter corn header that we used, I was like, man, this is nice. This eats through the harvest real quick, and The only problem with that is that it won't fit on like the X9. So what we may do is take the X9 and just use that for corn, and you know, we're gonna get into rice. So we'll do that. We'll use the deer for the rice. And then we use, if we ever get a CR11 to go along with the AF11, because I think those are the same size, we can just use those for beans. I'm pretty sure well, you know what, I don't know. I don't know if the 18-meter head would fit on the X9 or not, or the corn header. I didn't think about that. I don't know if that will fit on there or not. We'll have to test it out and see, I guess. Need to put a road right in there. Well, I say that. If I decide to build a corn dryer, not a corn dryer, well, if I decide to utilize the corn dryer down here, we'll need to put a propane thing in down here, so kind of want to build the propane thing right there if we do. So yeah, one more full load and then a little bit. But yeah, right over here, cut this tree down, put that bush out and that tree. And then we could put the refinery right there. And then just pull up to it, fill up, pull straight back over here, fill the propane up over there. Sounds like a plan to me. If we decide to do corn up here, which I think you would kind of want to utilize most of the crops around every farm. Again, you're limited on your capacity at every farm, so you can't just have one farm to really store stuff. Case in point, we filled the red silo up. We had barley and soybeans in it, so we filled it all the way up. So what you want is kind of a spillover, and it doesn't matter whether you have just one farm as one or you use all of them. You're gonna probably need those capacities at some point. If you're planning on doing what I'm planning on doing, you're gonna need that extra storage space because you're gonna run out, and that would be bad. I hear the plane. I want to ride the plane. I want to go on a plane ride. That's something that Giants could add to the game. I don't know how it would go. Would you actually fly the plane? See, they could add crop dusters into the game. It would be easy to add them in if they were just something that you hired out. But you know, people are probably going to want to fly their own crop duster. They're going to want to fly their own planes. So I don't know. I don't know how that would work out, because when you get to a certain height off the map, unless it's a very special map that has the borders kind of designed out there graphically, you'll be able to see like where it drops off at, and you'll be able to see it'll just look like a flat map. The earth will really be flat then. So all you flat earthers out there, if you play Farm Sim right now, congratulations, you're kind of correct. The earth is flat. But what they need to do is take the horizon beyond the borders of the map and curve it out. Kind of give it that concave appearance. I always get those confused. Concave, I think it's bubbled towards you. Convex, I think, is curved away from you. Alright, load. How much have we got left at the farm down there? Can we see that from here? No, you can't see it separate from here, can you? Different with grain. Almost 3 million. $3 million. So we have gotten to the point that we had done the 1.2 million liters of beans. Now we've got to sell the rest of the beans. We need 4.4 million for the Northwest Territory. Ooh, that'd been a good name for it, the Territory. I like that. That sounds a whole lot better than Plot or Prairie Land or Plains Land. The Territory. We're gonna buy the Northwest Territory. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds like old school right there. Remember when they had, if you guys, a lot of you probably don't remember the history, but they had the, there's even a movie about it. What was that movie? It had Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. Was it Far and Away? Maybe it was Far and Away. They had this deal where back in the, what was it, the 1800s, you could head out west and you raced to get land. And they had, you could go and just claim whatever land you wanted. I don't know, maybe you had to pay, I don't know, it might have been free. Or maybe you had to pay something up front for it, but they had this big dash, and I want to say maybe it was out in Oklahoma, you know, out in the plains area out there. But they called it the Territory back then, so. There's another movie I need to go back and watch. I haven't seen that one in a long time. I think it's really more of a... It's really probably more of a chick flick. But it does tell history. Go down and get the last little bit down here. And then hit up the red farm on the way back. Land something. I can't remember the technical term for it. That's what they did. It was kind of like, you know, when everybody headed out west for the big gold rush out in California. Is how the 49ers got their name. They're named after the Great Gold Rush because a lot of people headed out west to mine for gold, and many did not become wealthy that way. Some did, but many did not. Makes you wonder, you know, nobody... You know, they had all the people doing the gold rush back then. It makes you wonder if there's still gold out there. Like, what did they not find? Where's the gold? What is that show? Is it Gold Rush? Is that the name of the show? There's a show where they're looking for gold. I can't remember the name of the show now. Where are they at? Are they in California doing that? I don't know. There's gold in them there hills. We just gotta go and find it. I remember watching City Slickers 2, the sequel. They were Curly's, who is it? Curly's brother came back, and he was after gold. And say they could make another City Slickers, but didn't he pass away? Who was that? Who played him? Was it Charlton Heston? No, it wasn't Charlton Heston. Who played the Curly in City Slickers? I think he died. I think he passed away. And man, Billy Crystal, he's probably older than Curly was when they filmed that. So Oh, I didn't stop at the red farm. Turn around. Gotta grab the beans here. I'm thinking about gold and city slickers. And how old Billy Crystal is. That's... Oh boy. Alright, we'll fill up right here. Soybeans. So we still got 1.6 million liters of soybeans. And we're at the episode mark right here. So we'll just do a extended episode maybe? I don't see any other way to do it unless we split them up. We'll just go ahead and do an extended episode. We might have to even do a splitted up episode. Splitted? Is that a word? Splitted. We might even have to split the episode up even with the double time in it. Because there's that many beans to sell. Everything goes back to a movie reference with me. I was thinking of the quote that, what was the guy's name? Was it Jeremy Irons? Played the voice of Scar in The Lion King. I was thinking back to Die Hard with a Vengeance. And he said something to the effect of something, we don't have to worry about the country or something like that. Tomorrow we have to decide which country we want to buy. Because they literally had stolen all the gold out of the Federal Reserve Bank. And they had a lot of gold. Yeah, they were set. Alright, speaking of gold, let's earn a little bit. Some of that green gold here. So we're up to 3.7 million. Put that hammer down. We get another load of beans. Surprised I have not run into a train yet. I think maybe I'm just missing it. Can't believe how fast time is going too. It's already literally Friday is gonna be August 1st. And then we're literally 1 month away from being in the Burr months. Crazy. A lot of places stores and stuff have their Halloween stuff out. I might do Halloween this year. It's been a few years since I've done anything, with Halloween. What day is Halloween on this year? My calendar here real quick while this fills up. Halloween is gonna be on a Friday. Ooh, I'll be off. Or will I? No, I'll work that day, but I'll be off that night. That's kind of nice. I can hand out candy. Or go to a haunted house. Or go on a hayride. Or something to that effect. I don't know. Now what I have done is put out some decorations out on the front porch. And I may do that. The problem is when you get Halloween candy, especially here with me, it's in danger. It will disappear. I won't have any left to give to the kiddos. What I guess what I need to do is get the candy and like make some pre bags or something like that, and just lock that candy away and be like, okay, this is for the kids. But you don't want to run out either. Don't want to run out of candy on Halloween, especially. Of course, I know they probably don't do what we all used to do back in the day. You could get your house TP'd or something like that, which wasn't right. And I never did that. No. But no, we knew where to go. We had strategies when it came to trick-or-treating. We have a section of town where all the doctors and lawyers and businessmen and all of them live at, and it's a better part of town because of the houses. These are like mansion kind of style houses. Really big, really nice. We knew where to go trick-or-treating. You didn't just go to any of the regular houses because you might be in danger of picking up like the cheap bags of candy, like the little orange and black wrapped. I want to say they were peanut butter. You might be in danger of getting some of those, or something else from Dum Dums, or something, the kind of suckers that they give away like at a bank teller booth or something, the really cheap free candy. No. You go to the good part of town, you know where you're going? You'll get whole candy bars, or at least the fun size of the better candy bars. You want Hershey's and stuff, you want Reese's, you want Snickers, you want Twix, you want 100 grand bars, you knew where to go. I mean, you could. There were some places they gave out the full-size candy bars. I think what they did was they probably went to Sam's Club and just bought the boxes of like the regular size candy bars, and then they would hand those out. So, yeah, that's where you went. It comes with its own risks, though. The bigger the house, you have to be careful, especially when it's like really dark at night. And now I think that's why they do trick-or-treating earlier now. Now they have like set times for trick-or-treating. So, I mean, I think what did it used to start at? 6 o'clock maybe? 6-ish? 5:30, 6 o'clock? There wasn't really an official start or finish time for Halloween. If your front porch light was on, You were open for business. That was the universal symbol for, hey, we're open for business. We got candy. So we would trick or treat well past sunset. We would trick or treat until we found houses that did not have their front porch light on anymore. If your front porch light is not on, we knew you were closed. Okay? We knew that you were either not participating or you were closed for business. So, in a lot of places, they were handing out candy, they'd run out of candy. But one time, I remember one Halloween, and I don't even remember what I was dressed up as. I might have been dressed up as a Ghostbuster. Went up to this big house, and it was in the nice part of town. Went up to this big house. Well, apparently this big house, it had this set of stairs up front that went up to the front door, and they were open for business. Okay, the front porch lights on. I think their door was actually open. They were watching for trick-or-treaters and handing out candy, and climbed up the stairs. The stairs, you went up the stairs, and then you turned 90 degrees to finish going up the stairs, right? To get to the front door. Well, here's the problem with stairs. Okay, these are brick stairs, right? The stairs did not have a rail on them. And if you didn't make that 90-degree turn to go safely back down the pre-designed decline on the stairs, you walked off a very, very tall, straight down cliff of stairs. So that's exactly what happened to me. I did not remember to make the 90-degree turn. And guess what happened to the Green Arcade then? Oh yeah, I remember that because it hurt. Luckily I landed on grass, but it still hurt. It was a time. Yeah, that you would think they would have some lighting out there, at least like on the stairs, so kids wouldn't walk off. I couldn't have been the only kid that walked off those stairs. Of course, kids, we were all excited. It's like the thing with trick-or-treating is like, okay, hit this house, move on to the next one. Move out, go. And that's exactly how it is. You don't dawdle when it comes to trick-or-treating. There's candy to be had, and if you dawdle, you'll miss out. So it was always, go to this house, say trick-or-treat, get your candy, go, move on, next one, next house down the line. Nope. Yep. I was in that mode, and walked right off that step embankment or whatever you want to call it. I'm surprised they didn't have like some lights there, or at least a rail or something there. So I bet I could go find that same house. I bet they still I bet they still don't have rails on their stairs. I bet I could go back to that exact same house and find it. See, now I want candy. I want some 100 grands or the classics, like a Hershey bar or Reese's or something. 100 grands are good, they're great. I'm really more of a traditional guy. I like the Hershey's and the Reese's. I haven't tried any of the new stuff. Apparently they have like a peanut butter and jelly Reese's now, and a caramel Reese's and a fudge filled Reese's. They're kind of like the bigger cups, but I don't know, the peanut butter and jelly one might be pretty good. I haven't tried it yet. I remember when they came out with the marshmallow Reese's. I was not really a fan of that one. There's a lot of Reese's that I won't say no to. It's always been one of my dreams. Not really a goal, unless I win the lottery or something, but it's always been kind of one of my dreams to have a vending machine filled with nothing but Reese's. And you think about that and we're like, well, that's, no, you think about it. You think about all the different kinds of Reese's there are. So you have the Reese's Buttercups, right? Standard Reese's Buttercups, okay. You have Reese's Pieces. You know, those became famous with the E.T. movie. You have Reese's Nutrageous. You have Reese's Sticks. And, you know, now you have all the new stuff. So you have, you know, put all the seasonal stuff in there. Reese's Pumpkins, Reese's Eggs, Reese's Trees. And all the, gosh, there's so much new stuff now. Put the big cups in there. I think back in the day, they had a Reese's Crunchy Buttercup. There's all kinds of Reese's. It's kind of like shrimp. There's all kinds of shrimp. I need to find a list of all the Reese's and do that bit with all the Reese's. Alright, we are well on our way. Matter of fact, I think we're there for the Northwest Territory. Oh, that's such a better name than what I've been struggling trying to decide what to call this. The Territory. The Northwest Territory. And we're still going. We've got the money for the Northwest Territory. Wonder if we can get the money for the Northeast Territory. Probably should invest in that soybean field over there, though. That's a part of that territory. Get that bean field. Yep. We'll find out here very shortly. Say that I've got like several loads still to haul. But we're doing it. We're really doing it, Erie. I've kept my foot hard on the pedal. Never mind them brakes. I've got a run to make. That load, and then I'll mute my microphone because I got a cough. Alright. It's so convenient to have this little stream deck over here. I'm glad John told me about that back in the day. Got a lot of my stuff pre-programmed into it, and there's probably a whole lot more that it can do that I have not really gotten into yet, but having it set up where I can mute my mic and switch my scenes around and hit the go live or record or, you know, fade to different stuff, switch sources and stuff here. It's kind of convenient. It's better than the way I used to do it. I used to have all that stuff programmed into my keyboard, and I would have to either program it in, I guess, like on the numpad, or program it in and do like control this key, control that key. That was the struggle back in the day. So we're over 5 million, 5.4. See how many more loads I got. 791. So I've got at least 3 more full loads, including this one. And then a little bit. We've got money. I'm rolling. Rolling, 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 rolling. What? Alright. Still have not run into a train yet. Probably just passing me by. What I'll probably do, I've got some fields, so everything that we harvested, I'll need to come in and fertilize, but then we'll go ahead and probably start merging a lot of these together. What I may do though is try to get forward to a point where we're harvesting the fields that we're gonna buy, get those harvested, and then have basically a clean slate from the winter. Still no train. I always think this is a radio tower when I drive by it. It's not a radio tower, it's a water tower, an old one. A few of those around. But it feels like when I'm driving at the base of it, it kind of feels like a radio tower, or like a cell tower or something. Right. Need to put gravel in to the road right there too. All of this shall come when we buy this territory, the Northwest Territory. I like saying that a lot better. Seems to be a lot easier to say. The Northwest Territory or the Northeast Territory. or the Southwest Territory, or the Southeast Territory. All territories. Territory is kind of a broad term, though. You'd think it'd be like all the fields and stuff, too, but nope. Part of the territory. And we got a lot of fields to create, a lot of fields to merge. I'm ready. Full load and some change. I'm watching our time over there. We're about 4 minutes away from having a double episode, I guess. Typically, I try to do these YouTube episodes around 30-ish minutes. Sometimes I run into bonus time. Could we have a double episode bonus time? Ooh. Sounds like double overtime for a ball game or something. A double episode bonus time. Have we ever had that? I don't know. I mean, we've had our stream videos that typically run, you know, what, 2.5 hours, sometimes longer. But have we ever had a double episode overtime, bonus time? Double episode bonus time? Might be the first today. What if we had a triple episode bonus time? Ooh, oh boy, that's really stretching it there. That'd be like an hour and a half plus bonus time. I'll try to make this last load though. We'll just have a double episode with bonus time. Man, we're making money though. We've got 6 million. I'm kind of curious to see what we're gonna have at the end here, because I don't really know. We know we've got the Northwest Territory. We've got that. I think, I don't know. I hate to say it because I don't know. I don't know for sure what we'll be able to afford. I know we want to buy those fields, but imagine if we had enough money to get the Northeast Territory too. I'm looking at the numbers. We're at 6.5 million right now, so we're gonna get up to 7 million here. So the one up here is 4.4 million, and the Northeast Territory is 4.8 million. I'm gonna say it might be possible. If we dive into the loan again, which we do have paid off, it might be possible. You may be seeing history in the making here. We might not just buy the Northwest Territory, we might buy the Northeast Territory too. Gonna be a good day. Alright, we are close. We are close. We are close. Last load here. Is it a full load? Or is it a piece of a load? Can't remember now. No, it is a full load. So we've got about 61,000 liters, or no, After we fill this, we'll have 71,000 liters left here to sell. And we are at double episode time. So you know what, you guys? You'll have to catch the next episode. I'm not going to go into double episode overtime. We'll just go into the next episode and finish this sale. I'll run this down there, we'll sell it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, that's the plan. Until the next time, remember you reap what you sow. Cliffhanger, it's Matt from the Grain Arcade. We'll see you guys in the next one.